Welcome to Cord Cutting Today, the show where I break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting right now and give you my opinion on them. Now, this is my opinion. If you want to learn more about the stories I'm about to talk about, check out the show notes down below. I'll put a link to each story in the order I talk about them so you can read about them for yourself there. Also, if you're new here, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. It really does help us because it lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do here. And hopefully we can help you break free from the high cost of cable TV and still watch the shows you enjoy. Well, real quick before we get into the news of the day, a couple things. Don't forget about our giveaway we're doing right now for a chance to win $100 in Sling TV gift cards and a Fire TV Cube, the 2019 version. Check out the show notes down below. You can find them there. A way to enter there, the link to the details, the legal description, and more. There's multiple ways to enter, like subscribing to our newsletters, leaving a comment on the post, visiting our Facebook page, and more. You don't have to do them all, but the more you do, the more chances you get to win, so check that out. Also, a deal of the day, Curiosity Stream is still on sale for $11.99 for an entire year of the streaming service. It comes from the original founder of the Discovery Channel. So if you love Discovery's original content, the educational content, you may want to check out Curiosity Stream. He's even brought some well-known names from like the Science Channel and more over to his new streaming service full of documentaries, history programming, and more. So check that out. Curiosity Stream on sale for $11.99. Link in the show notes if you want to learn more about how to get that deal. All right, let's get into the news of the day because a lot happened this weekend, including AT&T announcing a price hike on DirecTV and Uverse TV. So a little over a month ago now, Spectrum raised their price. Comcast is raising their price here coming up in a couple of days. And now AT&T is raising the price of DirecTV and Uverse TV coming up here very soon. Now, this will add as much as $10 to your package. About $10 depending on which package you have. There's price hike on fees too, so if you're in a contract where you're locked in, some of this price hike will still affect you because AT&T is raising the price on regional sports fees on top of raising the price for their TV packages. So you're going to start paying more for as much as $8 a month for like the extra and the unlimited plans, or excuse me, for the premier plans. Extra unlimited would be going up $7 a month, and as much as a $2 a month price hike for your regional sports fees packages. So you could be looking at as much as $10 a month extra in your TV packages starting in January of 2020. Now again, if you're under contract, the price hike on your packages won't take effect until the contract or your promotional rate lock ends. But once that ends, your price will be going up. Fees will happen right away. New customers will see this right away. And any customers not currently under contract will see their price be going up right away on this. So for all the talk of, Hulu is going up $10 a month, you might as well go back to cable. Really, the truth is you're saving as much this year as you did last year. If you're on a different streaming service, it's very possible you're saving even more because cable TV keeps going up in price. Now, you've heard me talk about this in the past where I've said it over and over again. The only way cord cutting could become more expensive than cable TV would be for cable TV to stop raising its price for like 6 years. Now, unfortunately, for cable subscribers, the likelihood of Comcast, Spectrum, AT&T, and more saying, hey, we're going to price lock our content for 6 years, no price hikes, no nothing, is very unlikely. So keep that in mind. Whenever you hear that, I heard, Netflix went up $2, you might as well go back to cable TV. Well, just say, that's great, but Comcast, Spectrum, AT&T's services, DirecTV, Uverse, and more are all going up in price. One thing that we haven't been able to peg down yet is that the AT&T TV, which is the streaming version of DirecTV, which comes with a contract, promotional pricing, all that fun stuff, is for right now unknown if that will also be raising its price, and I will do my best to find that out. So let me know, how much were you paying when you canceled cable TV? How much are you saving with cord cutting right now versus a satellite or cable TV provider? When my family cut the cord, we saved over $100 a month. So I'd love to know what you save and what you'd be saving right now with this new $10 price hike. Well, speaking of cord cutting, there's a new survey out that says that according to the streaming shakeup from PwC, the company that did this research, says 76% of streamers and cord cutters are satisfied with their streaming services. That's much better than what cable TV is experiencing. So I'd love to know, are you satisfied with your streaming experience? Now, are you happy? Are you not happy? Leave me a comment, let me know. Are you more happy with cord cutting than you were with cable TV? If so, why? Leave me a comment, let me know. I'd love to hear from you and what you think. If you want to take a look at the survey and everything that was released about it, check out the show notes down below. I'll put a link there. You can read all about it for yourself. All right, so we talked earlier in the video about price hikes. Now we're getting the other side of it, where Comcast and Dish are pushing back against the high cost of cable TV, and especially focusing on sports. Now the flip side of this is, as Dish and Comcast push back, sports companies are kind of saying, well, maybe it's time to start cutting out the cable providers. So if you've been following the channel, you probably know that Dish has dropped all the regional Fox Sports networks that happened during the time period that Disney owned them. Comcast has dropped some, including the Altitude Sports Network out of Denver, which Dish and Sling have also dropped. And also the NBC Sports Chicago has also been dropped from Dish. According to Altitude Sports, Comcast asked them to take a cut in what they were getting per subscriber. And Dish is also reportedly, though we don't know by what, pushing to get a better deal there. This all comes down to a fight. For years and years, the cost of sports was whatever the sports leagues could get, right? They would bid as high as they could get the best deal. Well, now cable companies are like, hey, cord cutting is happening. We cannot just keep paying exorbitant rates for sports. Dish has even said, hey, we may not even re-add the Fox regional sports networks. You know, when Disney dropped them, they said the people who wanted the regional sports networks have left, and there's no real reason to pay these exorbitant rates to bring them back. According to Dish, they're very expensive for very few viewers to really watch them. They pay high rates, but the number of people watching the channel isn't that high, according to Dish. So it'll be very interesting. On the flip side, we see like the NFL announcing that they may do an exclusive streaming deal with Amazon to bring more streaming of NFL football games direct to the consumers. NBA TV this year is now available a la carte. You can pay directly and just buy NBA TV. Major League Baseball just voted to take back in-market streaming, and there's a report that Amazon and the Yankees are partnering to stream games that air on the Yes Network through Amazon. So it definitely seems that there is movement here. We got on one side the Major League Sports companies saying, hey, we're going to go more direct to the consumers. You got Comcast and Dish and others saying, hey, we just can't justify these high costs anymore. It'll be very interesting. I think we're reaching a tipping point here where we just cannot any longer just say, hey, you know, somebody will pay this exorbitant rate enough to make it worth it. Where Comcast, Dish, and others are saying, we got to kind of cut back on these price hikes. If we don't, we could just feed this cord cutting monster. Because let's be honest here, even though sports are some of the most watched content on TV right now, and one of the few remaining must-watch live events, the majority of TV subscribers aren't necessarily an NFL fan or an NBA fan. Even though they may drive high viewership, the number of people that really watch it is small compared to the total pool of cable TV subscribers. So they're definitely working on that right now. So leave me a comment. Let me know, who do you think is going to win? Are we at the peak of maybe a dramatic change in the way cord cutting and TV viewing is going to happen? Are we going to see more direct-to-consumer options in 2020? Are we going to see cord cutters come out here and say, hey, here are, I'm not willing to pay for this. And then cable companies come and say, okay, well, we're going to dramatically try to change these packages, shake them up, and do different things. We've seen both Hulu officially talk about maybe getting smaller TV packages, and YouTube surveying their readers about, hey, what happens if we have smaller TV packages? It'll be interesting to see what happens. So leave me a comment, let me know what you think there. But definitely feels like we're seeing a change, a beginning of a moment where it's like, okay, that was 2020 maybe was the year the way cable TV's operated for the last 30 years changed. And cord cutting was kind of the thing that forced sports and forced pay TV providers to change what they do. Now, that may be a little early. It may not be until 2021, 2022, or maybe even later. But it feels like we're getting closer than we've ever been to that moment. So let me know what you think. All right, I'm going to rip through a bunch of remaining stories. A few things to let you know about. Today, Roku announced that the Roku channel will be offering a special stream-a-thon again this year. They did this last year, where they'll offer premium content from HBO, Cinemax, Starz, Showtime, and more for free on the Roku channel, including for the first time ever, the first season of Game of Thrones streaming in its entirety for free on the Roku channel with ads, starting December 26th, running through the 1st of January. There will be a ton of premium content available through the Roku channel for a limited time. So check that out. Link in the show notes if you want to see everything come to the Roku channel December 26th. One interesting survey that came up from the PwC, we talked a little bit about their streaming satisfaction. One thing that was made hay about this in it was part of that survey said that the majority or cable was actually growing, that the number of people sticking with cable instead of going to cord cutting was growing, and that cord cutting was slowing down. Now, this kind of flies in the face of the fact that never before have we seen so many cable TV subscribers cancel in a single year. We're setting records for the growth of cord cutting. So we did a little rebuttal to it. We broke down some of the stories there, some of the details, and let you know what we think about it. I'd love to know, are you hearing more and more people talk about cord cutting? Or do you think that people are finally saying, oh, I've had enough of cord cutting, I'm going back to cable? I have not seen that, but you leave me a comment, let me know. Now, is there always an instance that could be? According to studies, 90% of people, when they cut the cord, I think it's like 93%, stick with cord cutting and never go back. That does leave, 4, 5, 6% of cord cutters who at some point may go back to cable. Now, I often hear from cord cutters who do that, like, hey, I was a cord cutter, I saw a crazy good deal for cable and went back, and I regret it because now the bill's much higher than I thought it was going to be. I'm paying more than I thought I was going to pay, and I'm still ending up having to get a streaming service because Stranger Things, House of Cards, Handmaid's Tale, and more are not on cable TV. So I'd love to know, did you ever make that jump back to cable and regret it? Let me know, because that's kind of a trend I'm seeing. It's like, hey, I got talked back into this bundle deal. It sounded great at the time. And immediately it was more money than I thought. Immediately it was price hikes and fee hikes and more, like we just talked about earlier in the video. So let me know if that was you. All right, last story up of the day. There's a brand new streaming service coming next year called Quibi, Quibi. I hope I'm saying that correctly. This is a new service from Jeffrey Katzenberg, which you've probably heard, big name in the industry of TV and movies, creating content. Been to many different companies right there, has created a well-known name for himself. He's making a streaming service that will focus on short-form video content out there, and has been partnering with a lot of big names. Reno 911, the comedy series that you probably remember from Comedy Central, it's coming back on it. The Weather Channel is going to bring a daily weather show to it and more, and he hopes to be groundbreaking that, hey, we can charge for premium short-form content through this. Where in the past, the short-form content's been more free ad-supported through like YouTube. Well, it's going to have a major announcement. They're going to be the keynote at CES next year, which I say next year, that's just in a few weeks. Jess and I will be at CES, so one of us will be there for the keynote. And wanted to give you an idea of what this service is, because we're seeing more and more news about Quibi come out with them striking partnerships. So Jess sat down and really broke out what Quibi is. These little quick bites of video content that you can enjoy on a subway ride or more through your mobile device or even on your TV someday there. But I'd love to know, would you be willing to pay for content that's sub 10 minutes? Even if it's well-known big name content like a reboot of Reno 911, content from the Weather Channel and more, or are you just going to say, hey, that's not what I want to pay for. There's so much content on YouTube, I'm all set. So leave me a comment, let me know, where do you fall into this argument of Quibi on is it worth it, is it not? If you're not familiar with it, check out that post Jess broke down. She's got the pricing and the details all right there. Well, that's it for today. I hope you all had a fantastic weekend. I know this is the kind of time of year where people are checking out for holiday parties, family get-togethers, Christmas present wrapping. Who's got their Christmas shopping done? I've started. I got some more to do though. So let me know if you finish your Christmas shopping. But I hope you all have a fantastic December. We'll be here the entire month straight through, pretty much as normal. A little change up around New Year's and a little change up around Christmas Day. So keep that in mind. I hope you all have a fantastic week. I hope you all have a fantastic Monday. I'll be back tomorrow with another Cord Cutting Today. Thank you so much for your support. We'll see you real soon.